Hi, third graders. We have two new purposes as readers today. Our first one, I can reread to better understand the key details. So today we're going to go back to the text, reread a section to identify key details. Purpose 2, I can compare and contrast key details to better understand the text. So the author is going to use a compare and contrast text structure to organize the key details. So that leaves us with the question, how do I compare and contrast key details? When the author compares, they show how two things are alike. So that's our compare. When an author uses contrasting, they tell how two things are different. So contrast means different. Now, authors might use signal words that will help us to identify these key details that are showing similarities and differences. These signal words might be both, alike, same, different. Here is how we would organize our thinking with a Venn diagram. There are two circles that overlap each other. In the middle, the signal words both, alike, and same would help us to identify the key details that both topics have the same. And in this case, this week, we're learning about gray wolves and red foxes. If something is different, it goes on one side of the Venn diagram and then the other side of the Venn diagram. So in this case, this week, we have gray wolves. What are the key details that only involve gray wolves? And then on this side, what key details show information only about red foxes? So here's our graphic organizer that we're going to record our key details in, and we are going to go back to the text. Okay, so our first purpose was to reread to identify key details. So let's reread the section called Looks Are Everything. And we're going to be thinking about the gray wolf and the red fox and what we learn about them, their similarities and their differences. That's our second purpose, the compare, contrast key details. The gray wolf is the largest member or a part of the wild dog family. An adult wolf is the size of a large dog. The red fox is smaller and weighs less. So there is a difference. We have an adult wolf is the size of a large dog. And we have the red fox is smaller and weighs less. Here is a signal word as I read on. Both animals have excellent hearing. This shows something that is similar. The red fox can even hear small animals digging holes underground. So here's that signal word both, and both animals have excellent hearing. Okay, so I want to record these key details. Let's go back to our graphic organizer. So in the middle of our Venn diagram, we're going to record our key detail that both animals have in common, the similarity. Both animals have excellent hearing. On the left side of our graphic organizer, we're going to record the key details for just the wolf. The wolf is the size of a large dog. And on the right side of the graphic organizer, we're going to record our key detail just about the fox. The red fox is smaller than the gray wolf. Let's go back to the text. We will reread the last paragraph to identify more key details that show similarities and differences. And just take a look at those beautiful tails. The gray wolf and red fox both have long, bushy tails. There's another signal word, both. That shows a similarity. So I'm going to highlight that signal word along with the key detail so that it signals to my brain to record it on my graphic organizer. Let's read on. The wolf's tail can be 2 feet long. The fox's tail is not as long, but has a bright white tip. So there is a difference. We have the wolf's tail can be 2 feet long. So we're going to highlight that key detail that shows information about the wolf. Then we're going to highlight the key detail that shows information about the fox. The fox's tail has a white tip. In the winter, foxes use their thick furry tails as protection from the cold. Let's go back to our graphic organizer to record our key details that show similarities and differences. We have the wolf's tail can be 2 feet long. In the center of our Venn diagram, thick fur and long bushy tails, because both animals have that same attribute. And a fox's tail has a bright white tip at the end. Third graders, we just met our purpose. We reread to identify key details, and then we compared and contrasted the key details. We used this Venn diagram to organize our key details. It is now your turn. Good luck.